First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. After the highs of the UEFA Cup in the midweek, it's back down to earth for everybody, maybe apart from Celtic. The FA Carling Premiership is in effect tonight. It's not a start that Everton would have hoped for, but could they turn their fortunes around? Derby are still getting used to their new home. This one is certainly match one once you realise why.
Signed from Fiorentina over the summer. Sturridge, Powell. Oh, it's a good shot!
West Ham sometimes have a habit of producing moments that cause chaos to Manchester United's title race. This is a little early season taster of just how good Manchester United could be.
Butts, Gorski, Philip Neville's cross. It's Keane this time! It's off the woodwork!
They've gone ahead and beaten Barcelona. The crazy gang were in town there at St James's Park. This was a whole new kettle of fish.
Ball up towards Harford with the flick, and Gale is onto it. He's beaten Albert. Gale! Good stop. Strong hand from Shea Given.
We've all got the highs and lows and some brilliant goals from this weekend in the Premiership. Of course, Trev and Trevor are joining us in the studio tonight to watch these all. But first, our focus will be on Derby County and Everton. An Everton side at the moment that haven't really got going at the moment against a Derby side that are still getting used to their new home. Last season, of course, they said goodbye to the baseball grounds, and this season, it's Hello Pride Park. But who will have the most pride before this, or will pride come before a fall? Your commentator at this one is Trev Motson.
Welcome to Pride Park Stadium, where Derby County are looking to continue an unbeaten start in their new home. Manager Jim Smith has sprinkled some continental flair to this pocket of the East Midlands, with no fewer than 8 nationalities on show today. Visitors Everton have had a tough start to the campaign, picking up just 4 points from their opening 5 matches. Derby's unbeaten home start shouldn't fool supporters though. They've got just 1 more point than the Toffees so far. Let's take a look through Derby's exotic lineup. Steamach and Daly pair up at the back, with Rowett and Carbonari looking to link up with the 2 Italian wingers. One Chop and Sturridge for the men tasked with getting the goals. Howard Kendall's approach appears to be clear. The 2 big men, Madar and Ferguson, start up front for Everton. John Oster signed from Grimsby, with Hutchison and Speed adding quality in the centre of the park. Short gets the ball in towards Madar, who knocks it down. But Paolo One Chop is onto this for the home team. Dean Sturridge. Looked to play it back to One Chop, but he's given the ball away. And Madar is fouled by Christian Daly. It'll be a free kick to Everton. Madar wearing gloves today. I have to say it's quite mild. T-shirt weather here in the commentary box, but not for the Frenchman. There was a free kick for the Toffees. Speed and Barbie standing over the set piece. Looks like it will be Gary Speed. Oh! Gary Speed has given Everton the lead with a quite tremendous free kick. He looked too far out to have a shot. But Gary Speed has come up with something special there. Everton take an early lead. 11 minutes on the clock. And the Merseysiders are 1 up. Curling away from the goalkeeper. He got it over the wall. That is brilliant from Gary Speed. No chance for Poom in the home goal. And Everton are ahead. Well, what do Derby have in response to that? A real killer strike, and they've given the ball away straight from kickoff. Madar. Well, one back by Powell. And this is Sturridge. One shot. Got Iranio to his left. Stefano Iranio going up against Short. Plays it to the back post and Sturridge! It's an immediate response from Derby. Dean Sturridge with the header. What a superb reaction from the Rams. Iranio's cross was pinpoint, and Dean Sturridge was on hand to get behind Dave Watson and nod Derby level. But they're yet to lose in this new stadium, and they're not wanting to lose that record today. Brilliant from Sturridge, brilliant from Derby, and we're 1-1 after just 12 minutes. Rout into Sturridge, scorer of that equaliser. Now Francisco Baiano, signed from Fiorentina over the summer. Sturridge, Powell. Oh, it's a good shot, matched by a good stop by Paul Gerrard. Good effort from Powell. Powell holds off his man and finds Baiano. Good delivery towards one shot, headed away, but Iranio will pick this up. Gets there ahead of Oster. Now Carbonari. Good ball into one shot, who finds a way past Gerrard. Just straight offside. That was so tight. Speed with the corner. Towards Ferguson, headed away. Break short into Barbie. Oh, now Terry Phelan. Madar! Everton retake the lead, and it's Mikel Madar. Lovely low strike past Poom. Derby unable to clear their lines from Speed's corner, and eventually the ball fell to Madar. It was made it 2-1 to the Toffees. Phelan into Madar, a first time shot. It's a really smart finish. So much room in that box. Jim Smith will be so disappointed with Derby's defending there. Iranio. One shot. Off target. The Costa Rican getting in front of his man, but unable to get his efforts on target. Got it all wrong, in fact. Baiano for Derby. Powell. He's got Lee Carsley to his left. Here he is. Carsley moving forward, and he's fouled. And John Oster will go in the referee's notebook. And a smart play by Carsley to get away from his man. Oster was lured in, making his first start today. And a set piece to Derby. Iranio clips it forward. He can't even get it past Barmby in the wall. And here's Madar, scorer of Everton's second goal. Duncan Ferguson. Good tackle. Derby come forward. Sturridge. One shot. Good ball into Dean Sturridge. Clawed away by Gerrard. Good link-up play between the two front men though. Good stop by Gerrard. Sturridge denied. Lovely switch of play, and Nick Barmby brings the ball under control. Hutchison. Now Terry Phelan. Now it played at Pride Park. Everton 2-1 up. It could be 3. Ferguson! Oh, so close from the front man. Patient play over on the left. The ball came in, and it's the kind of chance Duncan Ferguson usually gobbles up. Horacio Carbonari. Iranio. Good ball out to the fellow Italian Baiano. Now Powell. Sturridge. Carsley will get onto this. In fact, the referee's whistle has gone. Sturridge was fouled. Combination of Don Hutchison and Dave Watson. Carbonari fancies this. Seeing Gary Speed score from distance. And we've seen Carbonari score from distance! Brilliant! And the Argentinian has brought Derby County level with a spectacular strike past Paul Gerrard. Both these teams were struggling for goals before today, but we have been treated to a special contest. Carbonari with the latest goal. It's now 2 each. We've still got the best part of half an hour to play. Ball layoff. And the referee doesn't like the look of that tackle by Gary Speed. It's a yellow card to the Welshman. There's a booking to go alongside his goal now. Yeah, Baiano just too fast for him. Rowett. Time quickly ticking away for one of these two teams to get all 3 points. Another booking for an Everton player. This time it's Nick Barmby. Baiano brought down again. It's all gone a little bit scrappy since Carbonari's free kick. It'll be Iranio over this, looking to get the ball into the box. Ball falls to Darryl Powell. Good step over and a really good effort. Held by Gerrard. He bowls it out to Barmby. 2 minutes left on the clock. One shot. Sturridge. Dean Sturridge! Could well have won it for Derby County! Dean Sturridge sends Pride Park crazy! It looked as if the game was falling flat on its face, but it's the players who are flat on their face now. In jubilation, they've come from behind to lead 3-2. And is Pride Park about to become a fortress for Derby County? It's a brilliant finish from Dean Sturridge, who scores his second of the afternoon, fed by one shot. And he has smashed that past Gerrard to give Derby the lead and possibly all 3 points. Speed gets it in towards Ferguson, and that could be Everton's final opportunity of the afternoon. Things were looking so promising for them when they took the lead through Gary Speed. And it's all gone a little bit wrong in this second half.
Well, I spoke to Jim Smith after the game, Trevor, and he said that's as resilient and brilliant a performance he's seen, bearing in mind just how good a game that was. If you were looking for something to really turn around and say, this is how good the Premiership could be, that game's it, wasn't it? It was brilliant. Really, really good game. Part of it has to do with the fact that neither side is terribly confident and terribly competent when they're asked to defend, but my heavens, it can make for good games. And it was the two teams pushing high up the pitch, trying to go in and win the game. It made for excellent stuff. It was brilliant to watch. Well, obviously, Trevor, you saw that Derby won the game, and you said it was their strike partnership in the end that just sort of put the pressure on. Yeah, I definitely saw Jim Smith, particularly in the second half, urging Derby County forward and not allowing Everton to have as much time on the ball as they did on the first half, and that's ultimately what causes the mistake. The quick thinking of one shot, he actually asked him to drop a little deeper into the sort of the hole in between the midfield and where you traditionally see your centre forwards on the edge of a defender's shoulder, and that caused all the problems. That's where it is, and you know, Jim Smith can be absolutely delighted. What he coached his side has won them the game, and as a manager, you can ask for no more. Indeed, well, a manager that certainly knows how to ask for more is Alex Ferguson. His Manchester United side have been dominant since the Football League left the top tier of English football and replaced by the Premiership. Yes, you've seen it with us, haven't you? Manchester United, though, do have sometimes a habit of finding West Ham a bit of a bogey side, but maybe not at Old Trafford, as the stats may let you to believe. Your commentator for this one is Trevor Davis.
Well, slowly but surely, Manchester United have started to make themselves a key pivotal force in the title race. After what was said a seemingly slow start, Manchester United have started to find a bit of form and put a good run together. Standing in the way is Harry Redknapp's West Ham United, a mixture of youth and experience, the very epitome of Busby Babes. Alex Ferguson knows that the big game against Juventus is in mind with midweek, and so it reflects with his selection today. No place with Teddy Sheringham, Paul Scholes is rested, Gary Pallister will be partnered by Hanningberg as opposed to Ronnie Johnson. Dennis Irwin is replaced by Phil Neville. West Ham, an opportunity for them maybe to upset the outer cart before the big European game for United, but they'll do so without Paul Kitson. He's out, Ian Dowie returns, Frank Lampard heads to the bench, Andy Impey comes in, and Trevor Sinclair replaces Isle Berkovich. Well, this was the last game of last season for Manchester United at Old Trafford. That afternoon they lifted the trophy, and they realised that would be the last time they had played a competitive game with Eric Cantona. But one of his replacements that's come in this season has come very close to breaking the deadlock. Nicky Butt finding Neville and Poborski in a wide situation. Good ball, unlucky Solskjaer, who really has shown good movement to get on the end of that. Gary Neville, out wide to David Beckham. First time ball into Keane. Neville looking crossfield, finds Poborski in a lot of space, but Poborski's control let him down. So did Potts. 16 minutes played here, no real clear-cut chances as such. Apart from that one Solskjaer header. And there could be a second Solskjaer header that also heads wide. Manchester United finding a little bit of joy down this left-hand side. Solskjaer not finding a way to test McCloskey. Frustrated you feel for the babyface assassin. Sinclair. Potts. Lazaridis, Hartson and Dowie in the area for West Ham. Lomas. Oh, John Hartson! Denied by Peter Schmeichel, who has dived to his left and has pulled off a great save. Lomas, good strength here to hold off Hanningberg, John Hartson. But Peter Schmeichel's responded with a fantastic save. Quality stuff. Nearly halfway through the first half, and the best two chances have fallen Manchester United's way, although the only effort on target's been parried away by Peter Schmeichel. There's been no clear-cut chance taken. And an EMP sign from Queen's Park Rangers has drawn Nicky Button to that foul. West Ham have a free kick. Hartson heads it down to Lomas. wonder, did Steve Lomas think about the shot momentarily there? Here is Lazaridis, Beckham for company. That's a lovely ball in. John Hartson heads over, and on the replay here, this looks like a much better opportunity, but for the work you have to credit Philip Neville of putting of the Welsh centre forwards. Beckham's ball, Solskjaer to Keane. Neville is moving forwards. Now Beckham. Gary Neville. Roy Keane. Butts. Borski. Philip Neville's cross. It's Keane this time. It's off the woodwork. It's very unlucky for Manchester United. It's Borski again. It's still Borski. And now Keane, who has struck the woodwork, but who was caught by MP. Well, it gives us a chance to look at the effort here, and it's once again it's Karol Borski finding space on the left-hand side. When the cross came in, Roy Keane found himself with a chance, and when he connects with the header here, that's very unfortunate. So David Beckham, we know what he's capable of. Nearly 30 yards out. He gets it on target, Beckham, but it's not enough to worry McCloskey. I suspect it may have taken a knock through the wall. Yeah, you can see there, it's slight deflection. Just takes the pace off of it, and it's an easy claim you would feel for a Premiership goalkeeper. Beckham. Gary Neville to bring it away. Beckham does well to keep it in. Oh, it's towards Solskjaer! Oh, Beckham has swung in a really good cross with his left foot. Third chance of the half for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Credit, you probably have to say that the Pots are putting him off. Here's Lomas. Hartson again is able to turn. Oh! And he was a fraction wide. And every time John Hartson has his back to goal against Henningberg, he's causing Manchester United problems. That is so close. In this game, it is goalless. If you're a West Ham fan, you've got to be thinking, how? Because they've had the better of it, in this commentator's opinion anyway. Half time here at Old Trafford is Manchester United 0, West Ham United 0. Beckham for Manchester United. And McCloskey does well. Cole ahead of him, Borski behind him. Stuck in the middle. No worries. Borski. Oh, lovely. But finds Philip Neville now. Keane. Here's Neville. Beckham. Nicky Butts. Keane. Solskjaer! And the babyface assassin does it again. 8 minutes into the second half, Manchester United have to break through. Cool can't play, but then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer responds. But here, taking on MP, Keane finding room, Solskjaer finding an excellent finish. Nothing McCloskey could do there. Very much beat all ends up. Maybe a lesson for young Rio Ferdinand. Don't let your centre forwards have that much space. Response is made, and on comes another young player, Frank Lampard. Into Keane, leaves it to Beckham. Oh, Solskjaer was unmarked! And it's 2! you cannot afford to give a centre forward of Solskjaer's quality that many chances and that much room. Everyone bar Steve Potts charged out to stop the offside, but the offside trap will always fail when no one follows, and Solskjaer went, thank you very much. With the flick on, Lomas reads it. Here's Ian Pearce. It's not a great clearance. Goes to Solskjaer, but Zaborski, Cole charging forward, so is Solskjaer. Oh! And it falls to Cole again, and again! And both times McCloskey is there to save, deny the Manchester United centre forwards. Maybe a slightly more informed Andy Cole might have caused more problems. Keane. But... oh, Solskjaer! Turned and hit one. That is a really good hit. McCloskey was dived to his left, caught it, but does well to keep his hand on top of it and stop the ball spraying towards Andy Cole. One important 3 points for Manchester United. We've seen better of them today, but this game firmly had European ties in mind to upset their Norwegian connection. Hanningberg hugs his countryman Ole Solskjaer, whose 2 goals settled this. Manchester United have produced a good performance against the West Ham side. They probably had the better of it in the first half, but as the second half went on, United's quality shone through, and they are winners this afternoon by 2 goals to 0. Well, a competent win for Manchester United, who certainly, well, you'd probably say on the balance of play, was 50-50, maybe even you'd favour West Ham on points in the first half, but United just found an extra gear, didn't they? Yeah, I mean, they very much have Juventus on mind on Wednesday night, and they played like that, and I can understand why, to be fair. It's a massive game for Manchester United in Europe. And what they've got better at, I sometimes, is being able to take that experience and put it into practice for the next Premiership game. So they know they've got a big game coming up, some changes were made, but the players that came into it did a great job. They got the side the results. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't know whether he'll start on Wednesday, but he was put in the side today and certainly made a case for it. And I think it was a professional performance by Manchester United in the fact that they kept the ball, they moved it well, and they didn't overexert themselves. I think Alex Ferguson would be delighted with that. Well, Trevor, West Ham United beaten here, and you think probably blamed to their first half performance, really. It's you got to take your chances, haven't you? Yeah, I think that's the case for West Ham. I think one of the things that they lacked really was the belief they could probably go win at Old Trafford. They needed something, a little X factor. They just need something in this side that can do this. It could be a signing, but for whatever it was today, I don't think the 11 on the pitch believed that they could win the game. And when they got in at the break, they probably thought, well, we've given as good as we've got. We've not scored. That might be it. And they did sit back in the second half, and West Ham couldn't quite bring the same intensity they did in the first, and they were beat. So, yeah, sometimes that can be the way. Belief can be a powerful thing. Indeed. Well, if you do want to, you can listen to Manchester United's game against Juventus live on Radio 5 Live. Coverage starts from 7 o'clock. And now a review of some of the other games today. The race for the top of the Premiership, but first, a thriller at Ewood Park. Rovers and Leeds United played one of the games of the season in the end at Ewood Park. It was Chris Sutton that set up the opening goal, playing Billy McKinley through. His strike far too good for Nigel Martin, as Rovers raced into an early lead. The lead itself was doubled after poor play in the area. Eventually Sutton was the provider again, this time Kevin Gallagher to get his first of 2. A delightful finish again, which Martin had no way to get near. But Leeds United have showed that they're starting to produce something a little bit tougher. And it was an old boy that got them back into the game. Lee Sharp with an excellent cross, and a new boy would have got them back into the game. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Hasselbank turned provider again when he went ahead and played it David Hopkin.
His first touch really set him across for a lovely finish past Tim Flowers to bring Leeds United level. And his first half had any more to give in a match with just about everything. It all happened when Harry Kewell was fouled in the box. Referee Paul Durkin pointed straight to the spot. Hopkin was charged with taking the penalty. He duly dispatched it despite going the right way. Tim Flowers couldn't get anywhere near the corner. So Leeds United leading. How would the first half finish? Well, they'll finish with Kevin Gallagher bringing them level. A wonderful strike and a brilliant first half of football. Now, could it be matched in the second half? Probably not, but there was a moment that will stand up, and it was Leeds United's winning goal. Hasselbank with a good run and touch, and it was Lee Sharp that got the goal. He's not scored a winning goal before. Well, he might have done it for Manchester United. First time he's done it for Leeds United here. A thrilling game. They won 4-3. Leicester City are starting to prove that they might actually be title challengers if they can maintain the sort of performances they did against Spurs. And it's down to the rotation of the centre forwards. Out goes Emil Heskey, in comes Ian Marshall. He provided the finish after play through by Tony Cottee. And there was nearly the chance for Muzzy Izzet to get on the score sheet. He was fouled in the box. Referee Gerald Ashby pointed straight to the spot, but Muzzy Izzet on his big moment fluffed his lines. Izzet, however, would make amends with the second goal that Leicester City scored. After a poor punch by Ian Walker, Izzet swung in an inch-perfect cross for Matt Elliott to head Leicester City to a head. The big centre-forward showing that he's got a deft touch. So's their central midfielder, Neil Lennon, and also a slice of luck always helps. Off the post, Marshall for his second, and man of the match performance. Leicester City are very much title challengers at the moment. Arsenal knew they needed a win, and a big win to continue to be title challengers, as many expected. Bergkamp the provider, Petit with a pass, Ian Wright with the goal. Not been as prolific as we've seen in recent years, but Wright showing us class is certainly permanent. And it showed Patrick Vieira playing Ian Wright through again, a cool come finish past Jääskeläinen to put Arsenal 2 up. And then it would be 3. South African Mark Fish taking out Mark Overmars in the area. Bergkamp stepping up from the spot. Bergkamp has been in the form centre forward and playing some fantastic football. Arsenal defence though, perhaps hasn't been as sure as you might think. Didn't stop Dean Holsworth just striking in to bring Bolton back, especially delighted for their travelling fans. But it's the old adage, sometimes when you think you're back into it, beware. A brilliant ball from Patrick Vieira, wonderful control by Dennis Bergkamp, who was able to muscle his way past Jerry Taggart, and he poked home Arsenal's 4th. So Chelsea knew if they were to remain challengers, they'd know they'd big win in the London derby. But I tell you what, not only did they get a big win, they got perhaps one of the best goals and best finishes you're going to see this season. Gianfranco Zola with an outstanding goal, one I'm sure we're going to see again. And it was Zola that got the second goal. While it might not be as beautiful, it showed the tenacity and strength, especially to push away Andy Linnigan and toe poke the ball home to put Chelsea 2 ahead. The third goal arrived when the Italian connection continued. Gustavo Poyet, the Uruguayan, played through Vialli. He coolly finished again. 3-0 to Chelsea, top of the Premiership. Hazy days for the current FA Cup holders. Trevor, got to talk about that. What a game that was there at Ewood Park, wasn't it? It was brilliant, wasn't it? Really good game, and it's a shame we weren't there really to cover that, but that was a special match and really good, really good. So another side that's produced special performances in recent times is Newcastle United, but they're not quite producing the special moments that Kenny Dalglish has done with previous sides. Newcastle United new here today to the crazy game we're in town, and they had a trip in midweek over to the Ukraine to play Dynamo Kiev. How are they prepared for it? Well, let's find out. Trev Motson was your commentator.
It's a clash today between two very similar sides when it comes to form. Evenly spread wins, losses and draws for Wimbledon. A couple of wins for Newcastle have given them some buoyancy this season, but there have also been a couple of defeats. St James's Park crowd will be looking for goals today after a disappointing 0-0 draw last time around. And Wimbledon, who racked up a very impressive victory over Liverpool early in the season, have yet to really capitalise on that. The still Shearer-less Newcastle start this match with Faustino Asprilla leading the line and the veteran John Barnes beside him. Tamuri Kachbaya starting on the right for Newcastle, looking to make an impression in his first season. Wimbledon lining up very much similar to what we are accustomed to, but it's that back four that don't concede many that'll need to be on it today. Ball up towards Harford with the flick, and Gale is onto it. He's beaten Albert. Gale! Good stop. Strong hand from Shea Given. An early chance for Wimbledon. And Albert will be disappointed he was shrugged off so easily there. It's a good flick from Harford, that's where he's dangerous. And Gale getting in behind, right foot shot, palmed away by Gibbon. Long ball looking for Gillespie, that might go out. No, he's kept it in well. Gillespie into Lee. Batty first time for Barnes! And Neil Sullivan with a fine stop. Why he's held in such regard at Selhurst Park. That's a strong right hand flying across his goal. Some of the cautious style that Kenny Dalglish has implemented at Newcastle has been criticised, and the 0-0 draw last week will fuel that. And Asprilla is taken out on the edge there. They're going to take it quickly here. Lee and Barnes, and Sullivan's equal to it again. Quick thinking by Lee. Wimbledon were almost ready to set up a wall, and Lee decided to be instant, as did Barnes with the shot and Sullivan with the save. But trying to switch the play, nice touch to Pistone. Stoney still holding on to it here. Here's Lee again, and Gillespie, and that's another glorious stop by Sullivan, who is having the game of his life already. That would have been some goal from Gillespie, who took one touch to set it up, and the swift volley. These are not easy saves that Sullivan is making. Howie. Wimbledon, after that flurry of Newcastle opportunities, just trying to get a bit of rhythm back here. And Ardley might fancy a shot, and does! And this has really been a game of the goalkeepers so far. Shea Given with a superb stop high to his left from Neil Ardley, who almost sucker-punched Newcastle there. The Magpies were looking good up until that point. Oh. Wimbledon have got that spark back here, and Earl's going to reach this. Cross was blocked off. It's Cunningham who'll deliver for Gale, and it's high and wide, but once again Wimbledon threatening. That 10-minute spell for Newcastle has not quite bore fruit, and Gale just getting his angles wrong. Kachbaya for Batty. Barton. Kachbaya again, whipping it in for Thomason. John Dahl Thomason, who's got a few goals this season already, doing a good job in the place of Alan Shearer. Newcastle proving they can find backup where needed, and Thomason's header that time glancing over. Batty heavily involved at the moment, and it's wide to Pistone. Lee making a run. Pistone holding on to it. Batty pulling the strings in there. Newcastle accused of having no patience last week. They've certainly got it here in this attack. Kachbaya and Batty with the right foot, and I think Sullivan got a hand on that as well. They're certainly not snatching at the chances this time. And Batty got a lot on that. It may have been creeping in the post, but Sullivan couldn't be sure. But Pistone. Gillespie. His first real chance to run at them here, Keith Gillespie. He's round the back, and he was taken late there. Thomason missed the header anyway, but the referee blowing for the free kick, pulling it back, and a yellow card for Cunningham. And I don't think he can have many complaints. Catching Gillespie on the ankle there, free kick in a dangerous position. And this St James's Park crowd are getting behind their team, as they should. It's going to be a Asprilla to deliver. With that often wand of a right foot. Whips it in towards Batty on the back post. It's going to come for Lee. Barton can line it up. Thomason on the 10! And Sullivan. I don't think anybody can argue that Neil Sullivan is highly likely the man of this match. Still time to go yet for there to be another hero. But Sullivan has kept this score at 0-0. St James's Park crowd are frustrated. This is a last opportunity here. They don't want a back-to-back 0-0. It's Batty. And Batty was side down. That's a free kick and possibly another yellow card here. Cunningham protested. He went into the book earlier. But Kennedy sees yellow and Newcastle have one final chance to take the points. Have little arguments. It's going to be Asprilla. Sullivan ready, and he's not gone to shoot, and this crowd are frustrated. Pierce for Watson, and he almost caught Sullivan out, who had to be sure and safe. It's going to be another corner. It's an onslaught by Newcastle, who've had the better of the play this half. Lee with the delivery. Batty in there again, and Asprilla's there. And there may be time for another corner. This has to be the last opportunity. It's going to be Lee again. Drives it in towards Watson, and Thatcher did a terrific job. And it's all over. And it's a second 0-0 draw for Newcastle United. Wimbledon will be the happier of the two sides. They were unfortunate in the first half not to score, but Newcastle will feel they should have. Neil Sullivan, the hero. It's 0-0 at St James's between Newcastle and Wimbledon.
Well, a great performance there by Shay Given and Neil Sullivan. Not necessarily by the centre forwards though, Trevor. No, but sometimes you get those moments where, you know, both teams and players throw absolutely everything at them and it just doesn't quite happen. And do you know what? It's just how it is. It is sometimes. But, you know, you just have to sort of grin and bear it and get on with it, really. And now it's time to wrap up all the other games that took place in the Premiership, starting off at Anfield, and watch out for a couple of goals in this. Well, there's been some good goals this weekend in the Premiership. Liverpool, though, have got some absolute crackers. The opening goal which they scored in this game will certainly live to again. Good combination between Owen, Berger with the first touch, a brilliant finish. Anfield delighted, and the Kop to see their Czech Republic man flying. But Wednesday showed they were able to get themselves back into the game. The header initially that was James saved off the line was by Des Walker. Benito Carboni found him again, and at this point he thought, why not? I don't think Des Walker is ever going to score a goal better than that. But it wasn't the winning goal. A late corner in the end arrived to the head of Mark Wright. He headed it in for Liverpool to win the game. Heartbreaking again for Sheffield Wednesday that can't buy a win at the moment. Liverpool showing that the Kop might just be a fortress again. Coventry City got off the mark and it was down to a new signing for them. Dion Dublin playing through Moldovan. He was able to show the strength and get the better in the end of Lundvarm. He had a finish to match that was too good past Jones. Delight for everyone at Highfield. However, I have to say, I'm not convinced on the celebration, lads. Seems very last year, but as the chant goes, hey Moldovan, have I got that right? Barnsley and Villa was a game in which Aston Villa really should have won with their two prime positions in the league. And they can thank one man for that, that's Dwight York. He got the opening goal, good strength in the end to get play away from Moses, a finish from a tight angle. But the man from Trinidad and Tobago shows he's got some class about him. And 2-0 arrived in the second half. The ball eventually came along to Mark Draper. Through on goal, picked the spot, just about the perfect finish into the corner. Aston Villa coming away with 2. Some might have expected 3. Villa, 3 points though. So top of the FA Carling Premiership is Chelsea. They're 1 point ahead of Arsenal and Manchester United after 6 games. Leicester City still remain in the hunt. They are 4th. Liverpool are up to 5th. Bottom of the table, Southampton are still without a point. Sheffield Wednesday are still without a win. Barnsley and Wimbledon slip further back, but Everton still make up the 3rd relegation place after their defeat to Derby County. A reminder for you, some live football in a couple of weeks' time. You've seen the first leg, join us for the return leg. Liverpool, Celtic and Anfield, we're live here on BBC One from 7:30 in the evening. And with that, it's only there to conclude and talk about our match today. Man of the day, and he can go to one man, a winning goal and a stadium full of pride. If they can park that, they'll be fabulous. Dean Sturridge is our man in Derby County. Congratulations from all of us. Good night.
One shot. Sturridge. Dean Sturridge. Could well have won it for Derby County.
Thank you for watching here this match on Trevor Sports. If you've liked it, please don't be afraid to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you do fancy it, head on over to Ko-fi. The link is in the description. Buy me a coffee for all the hard work. Further than that, make sure you enjoy more games coming up.